Seeing if you've got a second, I'd like you to take a minute and go over to the show notes. Like I said, the GuyRCookReport.podbean.com. Within that, I've got a link to Podchaser, and write us up a review, won't you please? I sure would appreciate it. Okay, before we get started, I want you to head over to the GuyRCookReport.podbean.com. Look for this title. In the show notes, there's a link to sign up for the Hrefs Webmaster Tools. Get that done and then head back here and follow the steps. These 12 tips are going to help you with your organic traffic, and I want you to take the time to take a look, okay? You can see first up on the list, improve existing content with missing subtopics is the first item on the list. They're talking about using the content gap tool, and that's available in that Hrefs Webmaster Tools. Go down the left-hand side about 2/3 of the way down. You'll see content gap tool. Follow the instructions that are in the post from Joshua Hardwick, and I think you'll get it done, okay? Find some keywords and make your articles more complete as a result. Next up, send an email to everyone that you link to. If you're going to curate an article that someone else written, let them know that you're done so in your podcast, in your blog, so that they can take a look and maybe even give you some shares as a result. Don't ask for a link in the request. It's in the comments on the topic of send emails to everyone you link to, including how to use the tools to find the emails for the people that you link to. How many times have you written up a great post about something else that's in your content and then not created the internal link from that other article back to your article? It helps in the validation. Make sure that the anchor text is what you're going to get. So if it's a link to how to provide a bit of additional content, then make sure that the anchor text has the words additional content in some sort of fashion, and that way it's going to work for you that much better. I hope that you're interrupting and pausing this audio as each topic is discussed. This is about doing an annual content audit, something I'm getting ready to do, and that is to take a look at your content and see which ones are performing and which ones need to go away. One time, Hrefs said in their post that they deleted 48 blog posts because they just weren't doing anything. And you know what? Their traffic increased by almost 8%. So take a look at the considerations of doing an annual content audit. It's in the show notes. Go to the GuyRCookReport.podbean.com. I've got the link in there under this topic. People have different ways that they take in information. Some of them do the audio, like this podcast episode from the GuyRCook Report, and sometimes they'll want to see a video. So what about if you repurposed your top blog posts as videos? That's right. Just take the time to take a look at the ones that are performing the best and then make them into a video, upload them to YouTube, and the rest will just happen. The topic next covered is HARO, Help a Reporter Out. It's a service that connects journalists to sources. Now, consider yourself a source. It's free to sign up, and when you do, you'll receive daily emails with requests from journalists, let's hope. If your topic is one that they're going to write about, they're going to want to know more about, then perhaps you could take part in that conversation. Consider monitoring your competing backlinks of underperforming content. Monitor competing backlinks for underperforming content. That's what the next step talks about. If your content isn't ranking number one for a target keyword, then maybe find out who does rank higher for that content, who's linking to them, and ask for backlinks from those different sources. Take a look at that in the show notes. Is the link to get to all these steps. Fixing pages with broken backlinks. So somebody's got to maybe put a space at the end of the anchor and it's not working. As a result, the source code is broken. So reach out and ask them to make the correction to fix that so you don't have any 404s showing up. The finding of 404s, I'm using a tool, drlinkcheck.com, and it's a paid account, but it's well worth the money. I want you to take a look. Convert images into backlinks. That talks about how to have custom illustrations or graphics like the one you're looking at right now if you're on YouTube that are linked directly from your server into their content. When they wanted to repost and share about the different SEO tips that we provided in this information, they might well use this. And if they've got the absolute full URL that you're serving the image from, instead of making a copy and putting it on their own server, then that's going to affect your traffic and the use of bandwidth, I should say. Installing a caching plugin. If you're in a WordPress environment, you can use a caching plugin to increase the performance and the speed that your page loads with. If you're loading up, and it's got different time intervals in the article, but if you're 1 to 3 seconds for a load time, the probability of a bounce increases only 32%, as opposed to if you're 1 to 10 seconds, the probability of a bounce increases 123%. We don't want bounces. So check that speed, get a cache plugin if you're in that need. So it's all about being number one in Google search, and optimize for definition and featured snippets might well be a way to do that. There's a section of the blog post from Joshua Hardwick that talks about that. And most searches for definitions show a featured snippet that's going to look like what's shown in the article. Take a look at those. I think pursuing that is going to be time well spent. So embedding your videos in relevant posts might be a key to this. If you've noticed, there's now a videos tab in Google search. When you're looking for a topic or a definition, it'll show videos related to that. The interesting thing about that tab, it doesn't just show you YouTube videos, it can also show you pages with web results that got relevant videos about that. So take time to maybe embed a video into your content that you've created and step back and see the results. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day, or days as it were, if you broke this into pieces. I hope you did. There's going to be some more of this search engine optimization efforts from the Guy R. Cook report, and I hope this one works for you. If you find some keys in this content that opened a door, maybe write a review over on Podchaser like we said at the beginning of the episode. We got the link in the show notes so you can get there. It's a wrap.